I would like to introduce Sean Anthony. For those of you that don't know Sean, he'll tell you a little bit about himself as well, but I met Sean a few years ago. He is a CRS. He is from Sayre, Pennsylvania, and his market is the way northern part of Pennsylvania and also New York. Sean is NAR's 30 under 30 this year, and I think that deserves a round of applause. Sean has been killing it with video the last few years. I know I have a couple young agents in my office, including my daughter, who are kind of mirroring Sean and are also very successful with video. So Sean is going to present a program today using Instagram to convert content into commissions along with using video. So welcome, Sean.
I think I'm going to turn this on. How's everybody doing today? Is this working? It's working. Okay. Flip this on. First off, I want to thank, Dot, the whole CRS crew. Thank you for having me here. It's truly amazing to be a part of CRS. Thank you to the crew here that's putting on this lunch for us. Can we give them a round of applause? Because every time I'm here, it's a great thank you. So yeah, let's get this program up. 3 years ago, I remember sitting at Raul's seat, and I was watching a presentation in CRS, and I immediately seen the value in it because of how much I've gained just from being here in the first hour. So not only the networking experiences that you do get with CRS, but just being exposed to it. So hopefully I can give you the same value that I received about 3 years ago from a different speaker. So let's get this up. Today we're going to be talking about Instagram. So first off, I want to know who in this room has Instagram? So would we say 50% of the room at least has Instagram? Okay. So this presentation is set up where I can kind of jump through the room depending on where we are at with Instagram, whether we're just starting out or moving forward with it. So let's start. Play from beginning. Do I get a cool thing here? I do. Where is it? Is it going to pop up? There it is. Okay. Oh, I'm going all over the place. So let me get out of your way. So, leveraging your personal brand to generate real estate business. And again, this is one thing I preach. Instagram, how much does it cost for an Instagram account? It's free. And as real estate agents, what is our ultimate goal? Well, obviously to likability, trust, comfortability, close deals, but also get paid, but do that at the lowest cost, right? So if we can keep our marketing budget down, that's the best thing there. So what is Instagram? 77.6 million eyes are on Instagram. Yes? Nope, anybody that wants this slide, I'll provide you my email after this. Send me an email and I'll send you the whole slide. So, it's a personal way for you to connect with your clients. Facebook and Instagram, although owned by the same company, they're very different vehicles to your social media success, I would argue. And the main thing that I want to portray today, along with videos and social media, is that if you utilize Instagram in the right way, number one, it can be a very cost-effective way to market yourself. And number two, you need to know how to use it to feel comfortable using it. So it's a free newsfeed just like Facebook. You can interact with anybody following their account, liking their photos and the videos you post. Obviously creating an account. We'll skip through this because this is made for, just known Instagram. So if you don't have an account, Instagram.com, it looks like this. It's free. You sign right up. You can link it with your Facebook profile as well. So utilizing Instagram, this is a screenshot over here of my Instagram profile. So every profile has followers or a following, so it's very good to understand the difference between it. So when someone is following your profile, they have clicked, okay, I'm going to watch what this guy's posting now. Interacting in post, fun and easy, you can just double tap on the grid. This is what's called the grid, so you're scrolling on your timeline and you double tap, as opposed to Facebook, it's hitting the like button. It's very similar. With Instagram, it's just double tapping, you're showing interest in that photo. So there's 5 ways to post that I broke it down for you to make it pretty simple. One, you can post a simple photo. A lot of people look at Instagram and they think, well, Instagram is just a place where people post photos, which is, it's missed a lot, because Instagram also just came out with something that's called IGTV, Instagram Television, which allows you to post how many people think Instagram video 60 seconds or under, right? Have you heard about that? A video, like you post a video on Facebook and you can only have 60 seconds and under. Instagram Television is something new that they introduced this year. It allows you to post videos up to 10 minutes long. So that changed the game on Instagram of the people that you're actually receiving and seeing. Multiple photos. So you post a single photo, you can post a multiple photo, a video up to 60 seconds, Instagram stories, which you'll see me do before I leave here. I'm really big on Instagram stories because it's allowing people to see your personal brand. And then Instagram television, which is 60 minutes, or under 60 seconds, or 10 minutes total. So posting a photo, this is what the homepage looks like. You click on that plus sign, and you go to your camera roll, and you post the photo, and then you have your filters over here on your right. So you pick your photo from the camera roll, pick a filter, and you hit next. One crucial step that you want to do with your Instagram profile is tag people and add a location. Because if you're adding a location to your post, people can search that location and it will pop up on the most recent, not only the most recent post, but also the top post if you get the majority of the likes. So posting videos up to 60 seconds, this is very big. This is something that we're doing a lot now is what's called a thumbnail. When you see a video and the thumbnail pops up, and it's an attractive photo of whatever's going on there, and it's usually outlined. There's some text over it. Catches your eye, right? Because when a lot of posts you're scrolling, that thumbnail pops out and it says, "Hey, wow, let me stop. This is a little different." So now I got to click and watch at least 8 seconds of this video. And again, that's all we're looking for. The whole idea with all social media, right, is top of mind awareness. TOMA, that's what they call it. So it's top of mind awareness, and we're only looking for that 8 seconds. We're just becoming an option on the feed for them. Typorama. If you want to write this down, you can get these slides. Ramo is what I use. It's a free app, and that's how I easily make thumbnails. I screenshot it on my phone, something from the video, and then I pick where I'm posting it, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, and it's already formatted for you. You add your own text, you save it to your phone, and then you upload the thumbnail. It's super easy and it takes 5 seconds.
Wait a minute, I have a question.
Yes?
You're doing a video and a thumbnail
Yes.
at the same time?
You make your video when you're uploading the video. It asks you for an option to add a thumbnail to your video, and that's how you do the thumbnail option. And I would argue we've seen so much success doing that with people actually stopping and watching all of our videos because it just catches their eye. It's like a bright picture that pops out at them. I want to show you this. This is very important. It's a big part of not only the brand that I built with Instagram Stories, but anybody. Okay, let's before I play this, Instagram Stories. Do you know what Instagram Stories is? Okay, so let me explain to you right now. I'm going to do one really quick. If you're on your Instagram app, and again, guys, if I'm going too fast or I'm jumping, just let me know if you have questions. Just raise your hand. We're going to have questions at the end as well. So I did a YPN presentation I think a couple of you were at, and I'm really big on Instagram Stories because people tap through. They're more likely to watch your story now because it's just easier than actually scrolling the timeline. Isn't that weird? Us human beings have an attention span of like 2.3 seconds anymore, and it's like, what? How do we catch that, right? That's where we're looking for. So on your app, or let me see if I can pop it up here. So at the very top of your profile, see where it says Mike McElroy? And on the top in the news feed, you press the button and it pulls up the person's story for the day. And how I like to explain stories is 10 to 15 second increments of your day. And it's a very powerful way to send your message to somebody instead of saying, hey, I'm just at 123 Cherry Street today. I just sold it. Although that's good content, you still want to do that, and I'll talk about it later, but it's called the 80-20 rule. 80% of your content wants to bring value to the people that are following you. 20% of it, way I call it, is you sprinkle it in like, hey, this is where I just sold a house. I just listed this house. This one's under contract. This one's now pending. So you really, to be successful on the Instagram, you want to portray value, and how do you do that? Just tell your day. Like you're walking, like today, if you want to, let's do one right now. And the nice part about Instagram stories, my friends, is that it's easy. When you're on your home page, and again, I'm just clicking the Instagram app right now. I'm on my home page, I'm swiping left, and now I'm at the Instagram stories page. And now if I wanted to tell a story, I just hit the record button, and I say, hey everybody, I'm doing a presentation right now in Harrisburg. We're learning about Instagram today, so I thought, what a great idea to just do a story, because we're talking about stories right now. Can everybody say hi to everybody on Instagram? Hi! So just as easy as that, you have the video. Don't watch it. Has anybody, I can't be the only one that does this, but if you watch your videos, and then you're like, oh no, I'm not posting that. That's weird. That's the wrong angle, that's the wrong side. No, my shirt's creased. So, and the cool part is there's an option. When you record this story, down here in the bottom left-hand corner, you hit your story, and you post it. And just like that, it's on there, and now people will see it on their feed, and they can come to my profile that looks like this, and they can click above my name, where it's Mike, they click on your profile, and it starts playing your little 10 to 15 second increments of your day. So what I'm saying is, to be successful on the stories, you want to do the 80-20 rule. 80% value, meaning your personal life, whatever it is. You like to golf? Tell people you're out golfing with your buddy. Maybe show your bad swing that went into the sand. You know, whatever it may be, people want to see that. Because in the end of the day, we're all real estate agents. What is our #1 goal? To create trust and comfortability. So if we can do that through letting people know, hey, listen, I'm not just a white-collar businessman. I'm not too busy for your messages. This does that. This portrays the message like, wait a minute. Sean's a person just like me. He golfs. He's out eating. He's drinking a beer with his friends on Friday night or whatever it may be. That's what you want to portray to the people, and that's a very important concept to understand instead of fitting in and doing the 123 Banana Street, because a lot of people are doing that right now, and it's great. It's good content. Don't stop doing it. Just figure out how to find that 80% of your personal brand, whatever that may be. All right, Instagram stories. Let me show you how I did this time. I cooked eggs. I'm not a cook. I'm not going to make you watch this whole thing, but this is, hold on, can we get out of this real quick? Okay. So, here's an example. You're not going to see audio on this, but Stephanie, my teammate, was putting a sign in the ground. That's my 20% of real estate content. And then and we'll talk about the stickers soon. Now I'm at home and I'm saying, are you ready to cook with me? I'm sorry, I'm in your way. I'm not going to play this whole thing because it's really boring. I just cooked some eggs. Stephanie, has anybody met Stephanie, my other half, my teammate? Okay. So, and again, here's what I cook in the morning. I'm going to cook some eggs, and I'm going to take you along for the journey with me. And this is a perfect example of saying, Sean's not only a real estate agent, he's also cooking eggs just like me in the morning, or whatever it may be. But I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing, because this is just an example I put on. What? But I did make the eggs. And I take them through the whole, I mean, if it's 8 minutes of content and people watch it, I don't know. But and honestly, selfishly, I say, do I care? Probably not. I just want to let them know, like, listen, I do other things than sell houses. Right? So, does anybody have Instagram questions on stories? Because that's a very important concept to understand in Instagram world. Yeah,
I like the power.
What?
I like the Pittsburgh power.
Oh yeah, go Pittsburgh. My mom actually relocated there, and then she just moved to North Dakota. So I'm like, Mom, Pittsburgh, North Dakota. There we go. Hey, that's cold there. All right, like 7 months out of the year. All right, let's do this.
Sean.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Back to when you're posting a video and how you do the thumbnail and you're swiping it, and I'm wondering.
Okay.
Do you really swipe on your phone video?
No. So the thumbnail is completely separate than ever posting a video. You're uploading a thumbnail on Instagram. I'm sorry, I should have said this. Instagram television, which we'll get to next or soon. That's when you're going to want to do your thumbnail.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with the posts. So sorry for the misconception. Nothing to do with posts. Go ahead.
Two things. A good way to explain the thumbnail is like the cover sheet
There you go.
of a report.
Money.
The report is the content, and the cover sheet is the thumbnail.
There you go.
That's a pretty way to just play that.
It's a pretty way to explain it. I love that. I'm gonna use that. Do you mind if I steal that?
I have one more thing. When you say 80-20, it's 80% personal and 20% real.
I would. I've seen success with that because people know that, hey, Sean's not too busy for me. When you're saying you're sticking signs in the yard, you're putting sold signs, you're just listing this, it's great because we want everybody to think that, you know, we're that go-to person, but the problem is it creates a wall. They're like, wait a minute, I don't know if I can even message this dude. He's running around everywhere. And the idea of the personal branding behind that is you're letting them know that, hey, I'm just a person just like you. I can take your call.
I understand all your marketing and what you're doing for your business. And I don't mean to be rude.
No, it's fine.
At what point does the public say, hey, I can care less if you're fucking agent?
Right.
I mean, as an old person, I probably look at this different, but I am serious about the question.
That's a
Is
good
there
question.
such a thing as too much personal?
What'd you say? Yeah, sure. Here's the way I look at it.
And my clients, everyone sees that my kid is in Special Olympics. Everyone sees my day, they see what house I just sold, they see.
Well, if it's promoting
Uh-huh.
family member or your business, I understand it. But again, you know, I just got out of the shower. And I just,
That might be too much. That might be TMI. Another thing that I want to add, Tom, I'll get right to you. I'm sorry. This is important. How much money have we spent on billboards before? And how much measurables was the billboard company able to provide to us? This is free, and I'd rather spend money or spend time invested on free, throwing it out there, and have some kind of measurables behind it. That's the way I look at it. Tom.
I want to make a comment, follow up on Sherman's comment, because I know I'm with you, same color hair, all that. One of the things Sean pointed out to us at one of our office meetings was our country, our society's infatuation with reality television, the Kardashians. I don't know about you folks, I don't watch the Kardashians, I don't watch any reality television. But yet, they're filthy rich now because they're creating content not unlike what Sean's creating here. Would you agree with that?
Right, yeah, it's just,
So I think the goal is to create that content so people can say,
Right.
oh, so that's how you cook eggs.
right, right.
I don't get it. But it works.
Instagram television. This is a pretty good big takeaway from this as well, because this is something new that Instagram has introduced. First of all, everybody was like, wait a minute, I can only post 60-second videos on Instagram. I'm not even going to get into it. I'm just going to post it on Facebook, and I'm going to upload all my videos there. The problem is the masses are doing that. The masses, I mean, every real estate agent is doing just what I'm saying, is they're posting everything to Facebook, which means the price per attention, which is free, which probably will cost money soon, is Instagram. It's cheaper, it's free, and less people are there. You know what that means? Less congested news feeds for you to have a marketplace to advertise. This is another one of your social media vehicles that you use to advertise instead of paying $700 a month for that billboard. You see what I mean? So Instagram television, it's a separate app. You search whether you have an Android or whether you have an iPhone, you search it in your app store and you download it. It's called IGTV, it's orange. Everybody, I would think, should download that. The only problem is it's a different aspect ratio than what you record. I mean, you can upload it on your phone, and I want to show you, see how there's black, like it's black instead of like full screen? To avoid yourself, your Instagram television, again, that's totally separate from posting. You have to go to IGTV.com once you download the app, and then upload your IGTV movie from IGTV.com, not to confuse you, or Instagram.com/IGTV. That was very confusing. But anyway, there's a website here and you'll get this. What I'm saying is, to avoid your videos looking like this when you're posting it to Instagram television, different than Instagram stories, is this website. You go there, you upload your video, it automatically resizes it for you. It's done for you.
Can you spell the URL?
So,
I can see
it's
most of it, but not all.
It's HTTPS www.capwing.com. It's /resize video.
Question.
Yes.
If you take the video horizontal, does it go, is it okay?
Unfortunately not. What it does is it zooms it in, which I've posted like that before.
Facebook, if you do it, it'll be okay, but if you do it this way.
Yeah, so if you record that way, like horizontal, it does, but it zooms it in and it's just weird. So the best way to post, again, you want to make it as easy as possible for that user to engage with your content. And to do that, you have to have aesthetically pleasing posts. And this website automatically does it for you. That's weird to say. We're getting to a place where you have to aesthetically please people with content. Was that weird? Was that like a millennial, like, weird? Yeah. One of the most important parts of your Instagram bio is this Mike guy. He's got a great bio. In there, he basically tells everybody what he is. So if someone wants to know who Mike is, he uses emojis. He keeps it, you know, he's using the emojis, letting them know it's welcoming. And he's telling people he's a real estate Jedi. That's funny. Entrepreneur, you know, fitness junkie. This is, if you come to Mike's page, you can expect to see posts about this stuff. And that's important too, because if you want to convert the followers, the whole reason you're posting is to get these people to come to your page and like, okay, I want to see what else this person has to offer. I'm going to click that follow button. Before I click that follow button, this is my last chance to see what I'm going to see if I look at this guy's page. So if I can make a suggestion to your Instagram biography, I would put emojis in front of each single thing that you're doing and then spell it out quick. Another important thing is a call to action. Can you see where he has chicagorealtor.com / and it goes and takes you to a landing page. I would take it a step further and use Linktree, which is, if you go to my bio, this is what's here. It costs $6 a month. The website is here, and you're basically telling people, you're creating a call to action. So one thing that's very frustrating about Instagram is Facebook, you can convert people. You can run these ads and you can convert them to a separate page. In Instagram, we can't do a swipe up function unless you have 10,000 followers. Without 10,000 followers, you can't send people to a landing page to convert the leads. So this allows you to do that for $6 a month. And this is how it looks in my profile, right here, Linktree. And then to the right, that's how it looks when people land on my link. When they click that link, this is what it looks like. And again, you can customize that any way that you want. And you know, before I had buyers, free buyer guide, download here. Free seller guide, download here. I mean, you can really get creative with this, and it's at $6 a month.
This is on.
So this is totally separate than Instagram. It's a third party that you can pay to integrate with Instagram.
So it's because Instagram, you can't like put a link and take you somewhere, that allows you to tell more about you. You can add numerous links to your bio within the...
Right.
So that allows you to really put everything on that one page.
Yeah.
Even if you use a standalone, it would be a great thing.
Right. Yeah. It's more place for you to control what happens with those people that go. More measurables, right? And that's what I'm big on too, because I thought, wait a minute, if I'm paying $500 for a billboard a month, you're going to give me a traffic count? That's all I get? How do I know where these people are coming from if they don't tell me you've seen the billboard? And I've tried this before. How did you hear about me? Well, I see your name everywhere, but that doesn't tell me if it was a listing sign or a billboard sign, right? And then if you delegate that to an admin or someone that's taking the call, how did you hear about us? Very hard to track. And that's why I like to take more of control with it with the Instagram way.
Will the link tree, will that give you analytics to how many people landed on that?
No, but Google Analytics will with the websites they're going to. You can see the traffic where they're clicking.
So
Right.
it'll say link tree instead of Instagram.
Right. It'll say that's the source. Which is important, I would argue, because now you can track and control that, right? Like, wait a minute, this $6 is working. So, another big thing is Instagram highlights. If you go to your Instagram app and you just type in a username handle, this is what a homepage looks like. And the highlights that are circled here, and you can see mine are yellow. This is a quick way for people to come back to something. So your stories, for instance, when you post an Instagram story, it goes away after 24 hours, right? So how do I keep people on my Instagram? I don't want to lose that video I just posted. Yeah, I put it out there, but how do I keep it? Your highlights is how you do that. Now on your Instagram profile, you have your highlights where you can go back and save. For instance, the one that I just posted, I have a thing that's called speaking events. So I'm going to click on that post that I posted right here, and there's going to be an option on the next page. You see that that heart at the bottom of her face where it says highlight with a heart? So now I'm in there, and I'm going to go back in the last post that I had and tap that heart. And that's going to allow me to highlight that 10-second story. And it keeps it on your profile right at the front. So if someone's coming to my profile to look at Sean's speaking events, they're going to click speaking events, and then that 15-second story is going to pop up in that highlight of the profile. Is there any questions on that? Because that's really confusing.
Is it an unlimited number of highlights within the?
Unlimited.
Okay, and then secondly, if you had 5 different clips throughout your stories that day, can you just take one of them, or do you have to take that whole story?
Nope, you can do with each individual one. For instance, like the one that I just did, I'm going to go back there and hit just highlight, and just that 10-second story gets saved into that highlight that I put it in. And if you're starting from scratch, you can hit that highlight button, and it's going to say you don't have any highlights, which is the next page is how to create one. And again, don't try to figure this all out. You can get all these slides and figure out how to do the highlights after the fact. But this basically just kind of runs you through of how to create a highlight if you don't have one, how to save it, and do everything there. And when you click, this is your archive here on your left, and that's just all the stories that you have, and you just select the ones that you want to add to that similar highlight. Instagram Live, no different than Facebook Live, but it's another option. And the nicest part about Instagram is why I like to use it, is you just swipe left and everything else happens. You swipe left on your home screen and you can do a story, you can go Instagram Live, you can take a picture, you can take a video. It's as simple as... Uh-oh. That's fine. So that's cool. You can track that with Instagram as well. So I think I have 8,600 people that follow the page, and every time I post a story, at least 300 people are seeing it and watching the full thing.
So you're getting an audience of 300 people
Every time I post a story. But again, it didn't start like that. You know, it was 1 or 2 people, and it was just like the YouTube. I'm not going to post a YouTube video. I have one subscriber, and it's my mom, right? So it's just you got to start somewhere. So Instagram Live is another thing. It's the same thing as Facebook Live. You swipe left, and you're going live, and you hold your phone out, and it's a live feed. It's no different, but you can also do that on Instagram. The goal with today's presentation is to tell you what Instagram is as a whole, and how you can use it in your business to convert the content. So I want to wrap your heads around Instagram Live right now. This is important. Define your target market. When you're looking for somebody, your ideal client, and this is what I love about Instagram, is because you can reverse prospect. Yeah, that's the next slide. What do they do for a living? Do they have pets? What grocery stores they shop at? What might their hobbies be? Who is the person that I want to work with? You're creating like an alias, well not an alias, but somewhat like a persona of who is your ideal client. And now you can reverse prospect them with the Instagram search tool. And that's what I like about it. And so anybody that follows my social media page, I built a television show, which is a whole separate presentation on, it's called Community Connect, where I go around and I interview local businesses and we do a video of it, and it's basically totally free, but I built Community Connect around these questions. I'm like, wait a minute, who do I want to attract in my marketplace? I said, I want to work with the people that have the money, that have the clientele, and that have more, they open my clients up to their whole client base. So Community Connect was, well, wait a minute, I want to work with a business owner that lives here, and this subdivision, you can get pretty stereotypical about it. But now what I'm saying about this is I call it hunting hunted. It shows you how to search people on Instagram. This is a prospecting tool. This is no different than Zillow. If you know the first name and last name of your prospect, I mean, you could start from zero, but you can search people in here. So, and you do that by clicking the search tool, and this is all from the home page. And when you're searching for that person, you search the locations, the recent tabs. You can search local hashtags like buying a home, house hunting, hashtag house hunting. I would search these things because chances, do they have a buyer agency contract signed? Are they working with somebody who knows? Your idea is to basically get them, find them, and then send them a message, which is the next thing I want to get to, is I call it door knocking, Instagram door knocking. Do we like to door knock? No. I hate it. It's awkward. I get kicked off the porch. People are like, get out of, like, what are you doing? So here's a more subtle way to do it, but still say, hey, I'm an option here. So step one, you got to locate the client on Instagram, right? You find them, you find their name. I'm using Stephanie's profile as an example right now. And then step two is simply, I call it door knock. And instead of being there physically, you're just saying, hey, I'm an option. And you just click those three little dots on their profile at the top of it. This is going to pop up, and you're going to click send message. Or you can do it from their profile right there where it says message. Either way, it'll take you to a place where you can send them a direct message. Do you need a cell phone number? Do you need to know where they live? You just need a first name, a last name. And it's a form of prospecting, yes.
Do you do like a cold call, or you know that person?
I use first name and last name. So if I know their first name and last name, my first step is just to put it in Instagram search bar and find them. If they have an Instagram profile, great, I found them. Especially, this works really well with millennials. And you find them, and now you just send them a message and just offer them something of value. Here's my free buyer's guide. This will help you navigate the home buying process, and if I can assist you in any other way, let me know. I mean, the buying guide is probably pretty cliche. A lot of people do that. So find a way to provide some kind of value up front. But again, do you need to be on their doorstep? You can do this from home. You're knocking on their door. It's right there. It's in their face. And you're letting them know the option. And again, guys, one of my favorite things, hold on one moment. One of my favorite things to say is we're looking, in real estate, this is pretty blunt, but we're looking for two fingers, right? Either yes, I don't want to do the other one, but I'm working with you or I'm not working with you, right? And if we don't give ourselves, if we don't ask, we'll never know. This is just another way to ask. A question back here.
I think what she was asking is are these people you already met, or are these just...
Yes and no. Yes, definitely. If I've met them, and I even asked them the question, are you on social media? Did you follow? And if they say yes, that's just my way of saying if I didn't get their Instagram profile, I could probably search for it. And if they're not, it's kind of like a shot in the dark, right? I don't have their mailing address, I don't have this, but I know their first name and last name. This is where I start. Let me just find you, and then go from there. And again, it's just another form of reverse prospecting.
But it's people who have some sort of initial contact with
Yes.
have any contact info.
I would argue, or if I get a phone call and it was a FSBO that said they want to,
Yeah.
just get the first name and last name. If you get the address, great, then you can kind of just backtrack your way to that person.
But what she was saying, so it's really truly not cold calling, because we used to cold call.
Uh-huh.
So you don't really know, there's someone like you have a relationship, so it would be kind of odd, since I don't know the real rules, it would be odd for me to knock on their door and I don't know them in this.
I don't know. I would go back. If you don't ask, then you don't know,
Okay.
right?
I think a better way to explain it, you drive by 123 Apple Street, in theory, you would go knock on the door and say, hey, are you interested for the right price, would you sell your home? Rather than doing that, you go back to the MLS, find that homeowner's first and last name, then go and find them on Instagram.
Right.
And you're not able to be a I don't have to know that, but I wouldn't have to know that in order to do that. Instagram doesn't limit the searches to just people you know first.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. So it's just another form of why not try this? What's the worst I'm going to get? No, I'm back to square one. I'll start over with somebody else. There's a whole list. Everybody's like, this is overwhelming. What do I post? This is a whole list, and again, anybody that wants this slide, just send me an email. I will send all this slide to you, and you can go through it in your own time. and you click this link and it links to my Google Drive where I have a whole list of my whole content. Like this is what I post. It doesn't break it down from Monday to Friday, but it's just a bullet pointed list of if Sean's posting something today, it's probably on this list somewhere of some sort. So that will help you out of figuring out, what to post. Now, I wouldn't get your head wrapped around what do I post too much, because again, the best content comes from genuine, like yourself. You're authentic. You're being authentic to yourself, and you're just posting it. But if again, if this stuff eventually gets delegated, which a lot of it does, as you can see, social media as a whole is someone's full-time job if it's not yours. So, if it gets delegated, it's one of those things where at least you can have a list for them to do it. Here's a couple tips that I have for you. Keep it simple. Pick one media platform to focus on originally. Sometimes a lot of people go in this like, wait a minute, I got to do Instagram, now I got to do YouTube, I got to do Facebook, now I'm going over to Twitter, and next thing you know, you get your mind lost, and it takes hours and hours. So a thing that's called Hootsuite, I'm not big on it, because every platform is native to the content that you post to each one. So what you're posting on Twitter shouldn't be what you're posting on Facebook. They should all be separate. I would argue, for instance, where's Jethro? Where'd he go? There he is. Hey, so he's recording this whole thing, and I'm going to do 30 seconds on Instagram, maybe in a video. Facebook might get a longer form, and then YouTube will be the full form. What I'm saying is that as long as you record a full form of everything, you can kind of cut it and break it and then delegate it to the certain platforms. Because things like Hootsuite, it just doesn't get you the views that you're really looking for. Is Hootsuite, for those of you that don't know, is a platform where you can say, here's one video, post it to everything. And it's just, I don't know, some people use it. I don't like to do it because I get more views from micro content from long form of every different platform. When you're posting about yourself, pick the 3-4 hobbies that interest you or you want to be known for. This is, again, going back to your personal brand. Who are you? What do you like to do? Do you like doing makeup? Do you like, my friend he tastes beers in Texas, right? And he just goes around and he has a highlight for beer tasting. Check this one out. Just pick your brand, so be authentic to yourself. Pick 3 to 4 things that you like to do. Again, don't post the same stuff everywhere. If you post a picture to Instagram, avoid clicking those share to Facebook, share to Twitter, because the algorithm on Facebook takes it down. And again, I don't want to get into that. That's even like way over my head. But what it means is you're figuring out where to post the content, and if you click share, that's Facebook's way of knowing like this isn't native content. It's not going to be one of those things that I'm going to show to a lot of people. Is really what it breaks down to. Save your hashtags to your phone. I got to show you this. This is really cool, and I wish I had a copy of this. In my notepad, I have the hashtag saved. How often have you been in your phone and you're like, okay, now I got to worry about putting a hashtag? Well, okay, let me back up a little bit. Who doesn't know what a hashtag is? Okay. Don't be afraid. Like, seriously, I had to really understand it. I thought I knew it. What a hashtag is you... I want to see if I have one here. So, okay, hashtag Lewis Hamilton. You see how it says 2,161 posts about Lewis Hamilton? What it is you can use your search tool and you can search hashtag home buying, house hunting. And now every post that someone hashtagged house hunting, you'll be able to see and explore. So what makes hashtags powerful is when you're posting your content, you can have up to 30 hashtags on a post. So you took a picture, you post it to Instagram, you can have up to 30 hashtags on each post. And what that means is that when you're posting your profile and you tag hashtag realtor, hashtag house hunting, whatever, or if it's golf or whatever you do on your personal brand, you're allowing the people that see that photo, they can search hashtag realtor, and then next thing you know, you pop up in Louisiana because you're one of the hashtags that hashtag realtor in the most recent times. So hashtags are a very powerful way of searching for people. So when you're posting your hashtags, don't sit there and type them out every time, because you can use up to 30 of them. Save them to your phone on your notepad, and then copy and paste every time that you're ready to post a photo. Again, saving time for yourself. Does everybody understand that concept of saving them and then posting them later? Okay. Post to your grid. The grid is your home page. So if you're looking at someone's home page and you can kind of scroll down and see all the photos that they've posted, that's called the grid. Post to that 3 times a week. Try to. Oops. Again, we're going to go back to the 80-20 rule, and this is how I do it. Again, some people have different ways of handling it, but I like to do 20% of everything that I post. And I would argue this may be a little different for a newer agent, but I would do 80% of personal branding. Now, it doesn't have to be golf or cooking eggs, for instance. It can be whatever you want it to be. Maybe it's going to your son's game and you're just, hey, my son just scored a goal in soccer. People want to know that personal side of you. And this is why I feel like my Instagram has been successful on my end, is because I'm not just in your face saying, buy or sell with me, buy or sell with me. It's like, hey, get to know me. Because ultimately, again, comfortability and trust. If we can close the gap on those two through our content, if one of your favorite movie stars walked in here right now, that you watch all the time, or a Netflix episode, you'd feel like you almost know them, right? Maybe you wouldn't be able to approach them because they're going to like, who the heck is this girl approaching me? But you've seen their content, you've watched their videos, you feel comfortable with them, like you probably could go walk up to them and say something to them because you just watch them all the time. It's the same thing that we're doing with this, the 80% you, 20% your real estate. The best way to stay top of mind awareness is to be posting on a regular basis. Don't go on vacation and then post 50 separate photos of the Miami beach, because again, that's just gonna, next thing you know, people are scrolling for 7 seconds and like, wait, where's the, okay, Sean, we get it, you're in Miami Beach. What this means is 1 to 2 posts a day, if you can get down to that, but again, start with 3 times a week. 15 stories per day, I would argue, is full-time. That's really, I've delegated to a point where you're really, and again, if you think about it like, oh man, I gotta post 15 stories, like 10-second clips of my day, but if you think about it, how long is that actually gonna take? If you're just documenting your day, again, you're the director of your Netflix episode, which is trying to close the gap between comfortability and trust from someone you've never met. That was good. I gotta save that. That's just kind of off the top of my head. Because really, that's what we're trying to do. We're closing that gap, and you do that by showing people who you are. Show them the lifestyle they dream about. Most people don't spend their days touring beautiful apartments, right? So this is the 20% rule. If you walk in, again, full disclosure, make sure it's your listing, unless you have authorization from that other person or that person to post something that's not about your listing. This is a big thing that's going around right now. If it's not your listing, make sure that you have full authorization to be posting anything about that house. So the way I do it is my own listings. This is a really cool bathroom, and seller signs off authorization, good for posting this to social media. So again, I'm a real estate agent, I watch House Hunters, right? So what we don't see every day is interesting. When is the best times to post? When would you say? If I asked you a question, when is the best time to post, would you say? No cheating. What'd you say?
And 4 p.m. is when I do my Facebook posts. I mean, I set them up.
Yep. So I think that would be good. You're catching people before work. And again, I don't say it's throwing it out there and hoping something works, because some people on first shift, some are on second, some are on third, right? So you kind of got to pick where the masses would be and then go for that. I like to post in the morning, just like Kimber said, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., sometime before 9 a.m., right before 8. But statistically proven, from 1 to 3 p.m. in the afternoon is the best time to post on social media in general, which is really weird to me, because that's right after lunch, and that's when people are going back after like lunch, or lunch break.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah, right? Maybe they're on their phones, but again, for videos in general, post these after 9 p.m. I learned this the hard way. We're coming to a point where I'm putting a lot of money invested into content. That's exactly why we have a videographer, Jethro, here. I'm making this content, but the problem is Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and all these big brands are now on board. They're like, okay, social media works. Facebook, we're gonna pay you $200,000 a month to get this commercial that we just built in front of those eyes. And now small businesses like us that say, well, I only got $100 I could probably delegate to this right now, we're getting kind of piled down. So what I used to spend $10 on Facebook to get 10,000 people to see, or more than 200, is now costing me hundreds of dollars. So, and that's another presentation for a different day, but what I mean by that is when you're posting your videos after 9 p.m., most of the masses are in bed and they're just sitting on their phone, right? So when are people most likely to watch a video? I don't know about you, but when I'm looking on my phone on social media and I'm out during the day, my sound's not on. I'm usually with clients. So if a video pops up, if it doesn't have a caption on the video, I'm gone. 2 seconds, I'm scrolling because I can't even engage with your content because there's no captions telling me what you're saying. My sound's off. So that's another thing to think about. Make sure you're adding captions to your videos. 85% of videos get watched more than 8 seconds if they have captions.
How do you add them?
So on Instagram, I don't think you can. On Facebook, that was more targeted to that because I was talking about that. You can edit when you're adding videos to Facebook, you just add the captions there. English, it auto-generates. I've been the person that auto-generates the caption and just let Facebook decide what it says. I've never edited it. Because, again, it takes time.
Apple Clips allows you to record a video and it puts the words
Right on the video. That's a good point, and you could probably use
Can you
this.
repeat that?
Apple Clips allows you to record a video and it puts the words right on the screen.
Right on the screen for you.
And
So
you can go in and actually edit it, make sure there's no typos, and then save it and send it.
that's a good point, because if you're doing with Instagram, if you can somehow, again, or someone's video editing and they can put the title on there for you, that's what people have been doing with Instagram. It's like behind the scenes edited, and they put it on the top and the bottom, like all the real estate influencers are doing. But again, that takes time and that's editing. Do you want to go down that road?
Without doing a paid ad on Instagram, can you schedule posts? Or do they have to be?
Yes. Instagram television, I know for a fact that you can schedule it, but I'm not sure on actual posts. Like from your phone, I'm posting this photo or multiple bursts of 10 photos. You can, on Instagram television, you can say, post this at 2 p.m. on Tuesday.
There are third-party apps. Schedules on Instagram.
On Instagram as well?
Like later.com.
Later.com, meaning just on Instagram itself, or Hootsuite? Is that another thing you're talking about?
It's a free service.
Okay.
You can subscribe to it and pay more to do like more things.
What's the cost, do you know, monthly?
Like less than 20. Well, it's
Okay.
free for like
30 days? And
no, like there's a free version that you can use, and then if you want to do more like add video and do things, then you pay.
okay.
Yeah.
So say that again?
Later.com is where you can post Instagram and schedule
So-
your posts.
So for everybody that didn't hear that, there's something called later.com, and it allows you to be on Instagram and schedule your post. It has nothing to do with Instagram television, I'm sure. So you can schedule your post for a later date. Later.com. The picture that's shown over here is when I say make your profile aesthetically pleasing, so when someone comes there, you're trying to convert them. Once they follow you, I would argue that's a prospect in your CRM, or that's somebody that may or may not buy from you in the near future. Because now every time you post, they're at least seeing you in the newsfeed. So how do you get them to stay? Make anything that you can do to make look aesthetically pleasing for them to look at. This person right here does a really good job. She doesn't post videos or anything, but it's a picture. But can you see how you come to her profile and you can almost, when you look at her grid of her homepage, it just looks cool. It's almost like some people get creative with this and they draw like S's and, again, that's something you have to this post has to happen here correctly. I wouldn't get into all that, but if you can make it look pleasing, meaning Instagram television always happens on Monday, a regular post happens on Friday, and it just looks kind of cool. I'm not really huge on this, but this is, again, Instagram gurus say this is a big thing to do. This is the 30 hashtag rule. This is, again, some of the hashtags that I use. And again, I just try to pick the most hashtags that are searchable. So, hashtag Instagood has like 35,000 people that use the hashtag. And again, it's just a way for people to search you. So you can have a total of 30. Expanding into the community is, save consistently, use hashtags on your phone. That's the best takeaway to get here. Save them and then post them later. All right, so now that I think of this, I'm going to put this in the top of the presentation before. Instagram, this is what your homepage looks. Don't mind my mug there. I was sitting in my home office and I'm like, how do I make it easy for people to understand like what Instagram looks like behind the scenes? So when you swipe left on your phone, when I was talking about that earlier, on the left side, that's what it looks like. So on the bottom, you can swipe down on the bottom and do a live. You can do a normal photo. You can go right to do what's called a boomerang, which is a 4-second video that replays back and forth. You've probably seen those before. And if you press the button right there, the big middle button, that takes a picture. If you hold it, that takes a video. Flash on the left of that. To the left of that is how you access all of your old photos. So if you click there, you can see, oh, well, this photo I took Monday, maybe I want to post that now. Flipping the camera around to the right of that, so if we're here and it's on your face, you press that and it looks that way, the other way. Was that me or did that just move?
It did.
Okay. So the X up to the top will take you out of it. Now, this is when I take the photo. So for instance, if I press that button right there, it would have taken a photo of my Mac keyboard. After you take the photo, here's your options. And this is where I was talking about story. You see how it says your story in the bottom left-hand corner? It's just super easy. You click that, now it's on your story. It's a picture and or video, whatever you decide to put on your story. It's now there for 24 hours. If you choose to highlight that picture, which I would never choose to highlight that picture because I don't want very many people seeing that again, you can choose to highlight it. You can also choose to the right to send it to your close friends, people that you send a lot of messages to. You can pop up there. I don't use that very often. Or you can send it to somebody else. Maybe you get creative like this. Maybe you've made contact after Instagram door knocking with a seller, and you've now talked on the phone, or you've talked in some kind of way in exchanging messages. Maybe you send them a video. Record a video, let them know, hey, I'm a human being behind this, and then send it to them. And that's what you do with send to. Instagram stickers, how are we doing on time? Are we good on time? Okay. I feel like this could be a very long presentation. There's a lot of questions behind this, and I get that, and I don't want you to wrap your head around the whole thing, just kind of understand Instagram as a whole. So Instagram stickers, this is the most important part on Instagram, I think, when you're putting stories out. When you're telling people about your day and you're posting these videos or you're posting these photos, Instagram has what's called stickers. And you see that little thing that looks like a sticker? You got the AA, the highlighter looking thing, and then to the left of that it has like a little peel back thing. That's called Instagram stickers, and this allows you to engage with your followers through a post without them even really knowing it. So next you would for instance, I can tag a location, I can add a hashtag. Once I click that sticker button, all this pops up. I can add a countdown to some video, new listing video that's now releasing. I can do a poll, which is very popular. You take a picture of, I don't know, a Coke and a Pepsi. Which one would you rather have, Coke or Pepsi? And then you click the sticker, or the poll, and then you put that on there and you type in the question, which one would you rather have? And now you change, it says yes and no, but you can also change the yes and no in the actual sticker. So again, the whole idea here is to engage with them. They're following your page and you want to keep them because they may convert into a client or a commission check eventually. How do I get them to stay? Again, making your profile look aesthetically pleasing, but again, stickers are one of my favorite ways to do that because now they're watching my story and now I can see if they chose yes or no or whatever that poll was, or if they engage with my countdown. I can put a question up there. What's your most frequently asked question about home buying? Let me answer this for you now. That's a sticker you can add there. And once you click that, all these are customizable. So once you click the sticker, you get it on the picture, or whatever you're getting ready to post, and then you can choose whatever you want it to say. You can ask questions, you can take a quiz. And again, the other day I was wearing yellow shoes and I was out on a showing. I took a picture of them, and I said, what's my favorite color? Thinking I could trick my followers. I had yellow as an answer, green as an answer, blue, I was wearing a blue suit, and then I had whatever, it doesn't matter the other color, I can't remember. But I picked the right option, and then they could pick, and after they pick, they see what my option was. And again, this is just keeping them engaged. If they're engaged with you, they're more invested into you as a person, and the more invested they are in you as a person, the more likely you are to convert them for free on Instagram. Define free, right? Time costs money. That's a whole nother thing too. So again, I can't go over this more. The way you're posting the content, you're spending your investing time to post with them, how do you make it even better? Just care, engage with them. If someone's sending you a message, send them a message back that's more than a smiley face or a sticker. Let them know that you're actually spending the time and they're just not another number or another client to you. Just invest in them, right? They're messaging you, make them feel like they're the only one you're speaking to now. So, relationship business, build them every day. This is just another free way to do it. Use this trick with influencers to gain more followers. You can do this all the time, but I'm not too invested into this. But basically, you follow somebody. For instance, if it's a seller, you go to their profile. You go to their profile and you pick 7 pictures, like them all. Send them a message. It's just them saying, hey, I stumbled upon your profile. I not only found it, I went through it a little bit and started liking your photos. Now I'm sending you a message. It means more to them, like, hey, they're a little bit more invested. Maybe I should message them back. Anybody have any questions? There's so much that I can probably go into Instagram about. Go ahead.
One question is, how often should you message someone if you don't hear back the first time? Is that something you do repetitively or just one time?
So I'll message them one time on Instagram, and then from Instagram I'll go to some other different kind of platform. Maybe I'll try Facebook, because again, you don't want to harass them, right? And that may be a fine line that you really have to watch what you ride.
Is it possible for someone to mark your account as either spam or a nuisance?
Yes.
So that they don't see it?
Yes.
Or-
That's your take to move on from that. Maybe send them a postcard. I don't know. If they don't, you're looking for 2 fingers. Yes.
How do you learn? How do you, I mean, it's just like, whoa.
Good question. YouTube. I spent a lot of time on YouTube. I'm like, you know what? I got to learn how to do this. I just went to YouTube and I searched Instagram 101, and this came up, and then I went to 201, and then I went to 301, 401, and I'm not saying that you can search Instagram 101 and these classes will come up. What happens most often is you find Instagram 101 and 201, and then people are creating what's called these master classes, and it's just pre-recorded videos of professionals going through every step of the process in lesson format, 10 to 15 minute videos that you could work on at your own pace and learn that way. And I would argue in the marketing world, I might get in trouble for saying this, I would rather pay for that master class than go spend, I don't know, $100,000 at Brockport for a marketing degree. Because this will tell me exactly what I need to do to convert in a modern day marketing world. And that's where you get the 301, 401 Instagrams, and you find them on YouTube. Because conveniently, the people that post the YouTube videos, they'll have, oh, here's a free video, but now I gave you free value. Here's the one you pay for. Usually the free value is really good and it's something you didn't know, so now I got to pay for the 301.
Before we go too far, what is your email, please?
So you're going to want to send it to info, I-N-F-O, at the Sean, S-E-A-N, Anthony, A-N-T-H-O-N-Y, team.com. So info at, and it's just my first name and last name, put a the in front of it, and then a team after it. I'm sorry, the Sean Anthony team.com, yes. Yes.
So when she asked you that question about did they put you as a nuisance or, block you?
Yes.
If they block you, does everybody else say they blocked you, or is it just you?
It's you and them as far as I know. Does anybody know different? I don't think anybody else can see that, yeah.
And then when you said free, like, I could go on here and they don't charge me to do all this on Instagram and do all that.
It's free. An Instagram account is free to create. And once you create the account, again, you might have to learn a little bit more through what to do with it, but once you create the account, everything that you do on that platform is free, unless you choose to run a sponsored ad, of course, which means...
So in essence, they really want you to, okay, I didn't know how they made your money, but it's free.
But it's a free platform where they're getting the small small businesses is now the point that we're at. Like, wait a minute, we're putting a lot of invested time into this, and now it's starting to cost a little bit more money to get more views. Yes.
So if I want to get more followers, let's say I have 50 right now. So I want to get more, is that done through hashtagging? Like try and get those hashtags and get people to...
This is an answer I never like to give because it's the hard way, but it's what works, and it takes time. Again, with the engage and carry, I would start with the hashtags, and I would make a daily goal. This is what I did. I want to connect with 5 new people every single day. Let's not try to overwhelm myself and sit here for 8 hours and do all this. I was able to grow it to almost 9,000 followers by doing that every single day, or every other day. I'm not there every single day doing it, but for the majority of my days, I made a daily goal that I wanted to connect with 5 new people on Instagram every single day. And what do I mean by connect? Going to their profile, liking at least 7 to 10 of their photos, sending them a message, saying who I am. I really enjoyed viewing your profile. Give them something of value. Maybe it's a free buyer's guide, free seller's guide, whatever your value is in that case. And hit them with a follow them. Hit them with a follow. Follow them. Yes.
As an old person, I'd just like to say thank you. I wasn't raised this, and you've given me things that I'm not going to do, but I'll be in my office to do.
See?
Change what we're doing in practice. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That's really good to hear because I feel sometimes when I present on this stuff, I could sit here and spend 8 hours on every single thing about Instagram. It's so hard to combine it into a 40-minute presentation. So thank you for saying
I
that.
just need to know what to ask for. You've done it.
Thank you. Is there any other questions? There probably will be after. Go
Do
ahead.
you recommend that someone have an individual, or what if I have a team? Should I have a team account and everybody posts that, or everyone goes?
This is a great question because I have a team myself and I use my personal one. I honestly don't know how to answer that statistically proven, but I just use my personal brand and the team. If they're posting on it, it goes to my page. So if you have a team, maybe someone in control of the marketing of your team, I would give them username and password access to your personal account. The reason why I don't have a business account is because Facebook's doing the same thing. If you have a business profile or business page, it's getting very hard to get those likes or those views on your posts. Has anybody noticed that lately? You know why? Because Facebook was built on the personal connection. And what businesses are doing is they're coming in and people are posting, there's a lot of spammy stuff, right? Buy with me, sell with me, Coke shows up, Pepsi shows up. The problem is it's getting spammy and Facebook says, wait a minute, our algorithm's switching. We want everything to be more along the lines of a personal way. This was built for people to personally connect. This wasn't built for businesses. That's what they say anyhow, but they're making a lot of money from businesses running sponsored ads. So we'll leave that one there. Any other questions?
Like on Facebook, like we have to have a personal and a business.
Okay.
How's that working? I mean, like we have to identify ourselves as real estate or business things. How's that working on Instagram?
So Instagram does the same way. You can do a personal page or a business page. I'm not sure the right answer to tell you here, but I'm telling you that I use a personal page because I'm big on what Facebook created themselves for was personal branding. They own Instagram, right? So if what Facebook's doing, Instagram's doing as well. I know somebody that did have a business page. The only cool thing about a business page is it's more measurables. You can track more things. But what means more to you? Do you want more measurables or more tracking? Or do you want
The legality of it, that's what this is all about.
Oh, the legality. I'm sorry. I misunderstood
You
you.
mean
Go
like
ahead.
the brokerage, having the brokerage idea?
Yeah, like do we have to have, like, I'm with Remax.
Okay.
So when I'm doing that, if I have a, do I have to identify that I'm a Remax agent, how does that all play out?
So the legal part, do you want me to defer that to you?
Yeah, just
Okay,
defer
'cause I
that,
don't-
yeah. We've run out of time
Does
too.
that work as a profile?
There you go.
Licensed law code does require the broker's name in any presentation to the public where you're advertising the property. Anything the public can see, folks.
Yeah.
But my point is if we put it in our profile, is that enough?
I don't believe so. Because where's your broker's name, where's the phone number?
That's what I'm saying, well, how do we do this?
But you can set your profile up.
I just think it's business, that's a lot.
use a business page to have your broker's address. So in this case, I would post it on every post.
Then share it from your business page, you can share from there.
That's
Then it's identifying as coming from a broker. Remember, that's my point, I want to be remember that there's always been a prohibition of what's called a blind ad, which is when the person seeing the ad does not know you are a licensee. That's always been a prohibition.
Okay, thanks for that, Melanie. And let's give Sean a big round of applause. He did a great job. Hopefully you all gained some information that you can take back to your offices, and if you don't do it, as the man said, have your agents do it. That's what I do too, although I like this stuff. So, and one of the best tips I think Sean did give today is look on YouTube. I learned everything on YouTube. My son-in-law learned how to swim and did a marathon thing, or a triathlon, and he learned to swim on YouTube. Never swam as a kid, he was a skater. So you can learn anything on YouTube. And that's where Sean learned this, right?
everything.
Everything on YouTube. So that's a great, great tip. So thank you all for coming. Make sure that we get, you've all signed so I can give you your maintenance credit, get it to National. And thanks a lot, and go CRS.